And we are plugging in the mic afterwards, which fixes our audio problem. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our 200 King Street store once again in Alexandria, Virginia. And today we are here with Craig. Craig, why don't you take a minute and introduce yourself?
Hi, how you doing? My name's Craig Ferguson, and I work here for Comfort One Shoes.
How long, when did you get started?
So I was hired on in October of 2005, and some quick math, I've been here just over 15 years.
Oh man, you're a veteran now. So what have you been doing with your time at Comfort One?
So I've been anywhere from an assistant manager at a store to help manage a store, to help manage the teams at all the stores, to working in the buying department.
Tell us about your current role then.
My current role is Director of Merchandise, which means I oversee the buying department.
All right, so you're the one that gets to go to the shows and to see the newest product and make those selections, huh?
That is me, trying to bring you the most stylish and comfortable shoes from around the world.
That's a pretty good job. So ladies, take note. This is the guy you need to stalk. If you have special requests that we're not carrying, this is the guy you need to harass. We'll give you his phone number in the comments later. All right. So today I know we're talking about Birkenstock. That's a brand that we all know and are really familiar with. I mean, my grandmother had a pair of Birkenstocks. They've been around forever. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Birkenstock that folks don't necessarily know?
Yeah, I was looking up a little more of the detailed history here in the past couple weeks, and they actually were started, or the tradition started in 1774 at a church in Langer, Bergenham, Germany, where it's documented that Johann Adam Birkenstock was a shoemaker in the village. That's where it starts. The next real significant date in Birkenstock's history is 1896, where one of the first flexible insoles was created by I can't remember the guy's name.
Just blanked.
Mr. Other Birkenstock that I'm sure will remember here.
Mr. Several generations younger Birkenstock. Got it.
Yes. That's awesome. So then the next real significant date, you jump forward, a lot of years there into 1962, where Carl Birkenstock, good I can remember that guy's name, actually put the first contoured footbed into a sandal. What that means is most sandals would just have a very flat footbed in there. Okay. This now is contoured, so it helps support your arch.
Okay.
Why is that super important? Well, when you're supported, you actually can take pressure off your lower back, hips, and knees. And all of Birkenstock's footbeds are contoured in the design of, it's supposed to mimic you walking on the beach.
Okay.
All right. So when you walk on the beach, your foot sinks into the sand, and the sand comes up underneath your feet and helps mold,
around
your feet, right? So each of these Birkenstocks are designed to do that, to help support you and allow your foot to spread out, give more blood flow to your foot, and just relax you overall.
Excellent. And so how that was, it was a long time existing brand over generations in Germany. How'd they get to the United States?
So interesting you ask. Not too long after that, in 1966, a lady by the name of Margaret Fraser went on a nice spa trip to Germany. I know we'd all love to go on a spa trip to Germany right now. But she was impressed by these Birkenstocks that she got to wear at the spa. She found them amazingly comfortable, and that's when she entered into talks with Birkenstock to help be a distributor in the United States, and that's how they got to us here in the States.
So on a spa trip, she just found this amazing shoe and was like, this is heaven. Everybody should know about this back home.
Yep, that's exactly how it was. She went for fun. Next thing you know, she's bringing a little slice of happiness to our feet back here in the United States.
I hope she got some commission for that, because I know all the hippies picked up on them pretty quick.
Well, she sold a lot of them, so I'm pretty sure she made a good amount of money there.
Fascinating. Okay, so we know they've been around a long time. Let's get down to the details about materials that Birkenstocks are made out of.
All right, so let's start here. You saw me playing with this black sandal here. This is made of all EVA, which is great for being around pools, going to spas, hot tubs, all that type of thing. It's made of EVA and it's super lightweight, super shock absorbent. That leads us into one of the main components of Birkenstocks, which is their EVA outer sole here.
Okay.
So all Birkenstocks have this EVA outer sole,
Right.
which is lightweight and shock absorbent. The next material you'll get between this EVA and the cork here is you'll get 2 layers of jute, which actually helps give it a little bit more rigidity, so it's not super flexible and, you know,
Because you do
floppy.
need some support there.
You do need some support there. Then the main ingredient is the cork footbed here. It's all natural. Nothing hurts environment there, but it molds to your feet and it actually wicks moisture from your feet. But it's how they can really get the good contouring for the footbed, which then you can customize by just standing in it.
Okay.
And on top of that, there's a little bit more jute, followed by a suede footbed on top, or a synthetic footbed, depending on the model. And this helps take a little bit of moisture away from your feet too, so you're not slipping around on the footbed.
Okay, so those footbeds are pretty complex. Let's
Yep.
talk about the uppers then. What are the materials of the uppers?
So there's multiple different uppers on the materials here. First, they use nothing but premium leathers. And you've got several different types of premium leathers. You've got your smooth leather right here. Almost everyone.
Can you bring that a little closer to the camera?
Almost
Yeah.
everyone knows what the smooth leather is like.
Right.
It's a little stiff. It'll soften up after a little bit of wear. Then you have your suedes. This is going to be the softest of all the leather. There's almost no real structure, no stiffness to it, but it's super soft,
Very pliable.
very pliable, feels great on the skin.
Okay.
And then the next material, which you'll see a lot of around, and what they're really known for, is their oiled leather here. It's going to look distressed. You might take it out of the box and say, oh, my shoe is scratched, my sandal's scratched. This is no good, this must be damaged. It's not. It's exactly how it's supposed to look. It's going to look a little worn, a little used, kind of like that nice pair of jeans you like.
But it's kind of like a pickup truck. If it doesn't have a scratch or two on it, like really what's the point of having a pickup truck?
Exactly. But if you get too deep of a scratch, you can literally just take your hand with the oiled leather and rub it on there a little bit, and it puts oil from your hand right back in the leather.
Okay. It keeps them looking nice.
Keeps it looking kind of nice.
Now, what if I am opposed to using animal products in my life in general? What are your options?
So you do have a couple options. Birkenstock does make a vegan leather or vegan material shoe all over. But I'm going to show you a couple ways to know how you're finding that right one.
Okay.
So here, first I'm going to show you a footbed. You can see Birkenstock kind of written in there. It's in blue. This is going to tell you that you're looking at the soft footbed that Birkenstock does. If you see black lettering, this is their traditional footbed.
Okay.
And then this is the key for someone who does not want animal products. If you see inside here and the writing is in green,
Yeah.
then it is made of 100% no animal products.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you really want to look for.
Right. So you mentioned the soft footbed and the regular traditional footbed. What are the difference between those two?
So the only difference, really, the original footbed is the classic footbed, which has no padding.
Okay.
That was meant to give you the most support possible. But, you know, a lot of us want a little bit of cushion there.
So when you get a pair of Birks and you really have to work to break them in, that's the regular footbed.
Yes, when
Okay.
you really have to work to break them in, it's definitely the regular footbed. You're still going to have to work to break it in a little bit with the soft footbed, but there's actually a very thin layer of foam between the cork and the suede upper that gives you just a little bit of padding.
That helps ease that transition a little bit.
Correct.
I think I wussed out with my last pair and went for the soft footbed, and yeah.
Most people have gone soft footbed instead of regular footbed. One more thing about the upper materials is they do have some synthetic leathers, which is called Birkafloor and Birkabuck. It's a very similar, or it's It's more of a smooth leather with the Birkenfloor, and then you have a suede type version that is more like a nubuck there. You might see when you're looking for Birkenstocks at our stores that you might have looked on our website and saw, hey, I saw this shoe for $100, and you come into our store and it's $135. Well, the main reason is the synthetic materials are a little bit lower cost than the regular leathers.
Oh, okay.
So that's a common mistake that is made there.
Right, and then you don't realize that what you're looking at is the real leather versus the synthetic.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, so we know what they're made out of. We know a little bit about their history. Let's talk styles. Now, my grandma had Birkenstock, so...
You're talking about socks with styles?
No, I'm talking about the styles of Birkenstocks.
All right.
We haven't gotten to socks and stocks yet. Hold on for that.
All right. So the main sandal style that they are known for here in the U.S. is the Arizona.
Yep, that's what my grandma's looked like.
Yep. the two straps there, easy to slide in and out on. It's just the main one that they're known for. Now you've got a couple other ones that we can look at here. Is you have the Mayari, which has your toe loop front there, open back toe loop, and then you have the Giza, which is your traditional thong type sandal that just fits right between the toes.
Gotcha.
And then there's one more here. It's another slip-on one here, and that is the Florida. If you don't like the real big thick straps as a style-wise, you have the thinner 3 straps right here.
That looks a little more feminine too, so I can see myself wearing those. All right, what about for men?
Oh, men, we don't have as many choices. We have the Milano, which is basically a back strap version of the Arizona, and then you just have your classic Arizona 2-strap. So there's a couple other styles out there, but these are the main 2 styles that people love.
All right, and what about for this fall?
This fall, yeah, that's right. It's gotten a little cold out. I always think of sandals first with Birkenstock, but they've done such a great job in expanding their line to include clogs. You may be familiar with this one. This is the Boston. It has been around for a while.
Yeah, Cindy introduced us to those last week.
Yep, it's great for just slipping on, great for being a house shoe or a slipper. And as we learned last week, slippers can be worn inside or outside. Now you also have the really cool version of the Boston, which has the shearling inside, so your feet won't be cold. You slip that right on, and it feels like you're, wearing something a little bit more warm and protected if you want to go outside or just around the house to walk the dog. Now the big one that has really started to change things in the past couple years that they've introduced is called the Buckley. It's a little bit more, I guess, feminine version of clog.
It's a little more tailored.
Yeah, a little more tailored. It does have a little bit higher back on it than the Boston and the sandals, so it fits a little more shoe-like, but really still more like a clog. Great for just slipping on and going out for dinner or hanging out with friends.
They're super cute. All right, so is there anything else that we need to know about Birkenstocks when we become first-time Birkenstock owners?
So there are a couple things I'd like to talk about here real quick. One is you'll find in the footbed a tow bar here, which this actually leads to some of the comfort. In a regular thong flip-flop, you might find yourself trying to hold on to it with your toes if it's not fitting great. With this tow bar here, it actually is a natural gripping area for your toes, so you don't feel like the sandal is trying to come off. So it's much easier to walk in. You can walk a little bit longer distances in it.
Yeah, my feet don't cramp the same way in a Birkenstock the way they do if I'm wearing just a flat sandal.
Absolutely.
Flip-flop, yeah.
And there are certain things, just because you buy a sandal, you should really look at the care of your sandal so it lasts, not your sandal, but your shoe in general, so it lasts longer. We do have a great shoe care kit that would be great with these. Comes with a water protectant that helps protect the leather from getting stained or soiled. You'd also want to spray the footbed too. That actually helps keep it from getting dirty. You can also use a suede and nubuck brush, which I don't have here with me at the moment. I'm sorry. that will actually help clean some of that off.
Especially if you got the suede kind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which this is not the suede kind, but will definitely help with the suede kind. Another big thing that will really help, that really is the main thing that deteriorates your Birkenstocks the fastest, is the cork has a seal around the outside. Mm-hmm. What you want to do is, when you buy your new pair, wear it for 3 or 4 times. There will be some cracks in that seal. There's a cork sealer that you can get, that you literally just take the cap off and you squeeze up like a tube of toothpaste into a sponge applicator, and you just literally wipe it around the exposed cork. This will help seal the cork back up again. Why is that important? If too much moisture gets in there, it'll actually deteriorate the cork faster. And that's why if you've had a Birkenstock before and you've got chunks of the cork falling off of it, you haven't sealed it.
Got to make sure to get that sealant on there. And how often should you put that on after that first application?
Usually maybe once a year. If you're starting to see, a little bit more cracks in there, like actual noticeable cracks, then just apply it a little bit more.
Okay. Hot topic of debate: socks and stocks. Is this a thing?
It's a thing. Now, it all depends on what you feel is a thing. But if your feet are cold, you can wear socks. You can wear them in the Birkenstocks in the home. It really started out as someone who just wanted to wear something around the house and their feet got cold and they were just putting socks on. But it's so comfortable that people started just going to the grocery store and going to the bank and who goes to the bank anymore, but goes out and about doing some shopping, that people just started doing it, and people just didn't care because it felt so comfortable.
Yeah, I really loathe to give up my Birkenstocks when the cold weather comes. So I have to admit, I wear socks and stocks in the house.
Yeah, it's a thing, but it's a personal preference on if you want to do that or not.
All right. Oh, I almost forgot. One other important thing is we didn't talk about the fit of Birkenstocks and how that might be a little different.
So with Birkenstocks, you want your foot to feel like it's not constricted. You want to let it spread out a little bit.
Okay.
And it's like taking a deep breath. You want your foot to take a deep breath of air as it's in a Birkenstock, all right? So we talked about the toe bar here.
Right.
What we did not talk about is the heel cup.
Right.
You don't want your heel sitting on the back of this edge. It will start hurting. You want it sitting in the cup, even if it feels like the sandal's just a little bigger than you would think. So if you come to our store, when you get measured and you're a 39, you would try on a 39. Don't be surprised if it's just a little bigger than you would think it is. Yes, we will go down in size sometimes not perfect sizing, but you want a little bit of room there. You want your foot to feel, it's going to be secure in there, but you want to be able to relax.
Yeah.
And Birkenstocks actually come in multiple widths. They come in a regular, which is for your medium to a little bit wider feet, medium to wide feet, and they come in a narrow, which fits a little more slender feet.
Excellent. Well, Birkenstocks, around the holidays, we're selling a lot of them. Why is that?
Well, once you've worn a Birkenstock, you fall in love with it. You want to continue wearing Birkenstocks, so you have to get a new one every couple of years. And those people usually talk to their friends about how great they are. Let them try it. So you've probably let one of your friends try a Birkenstock or a family member, and now they want one. Be a great gift idea for this year.
It's a pretty awesome Christmas gift.
Yep.
Along with On Running, which we're going to be talking about next week. Even though shoes aren't necessarily always a go-to Christmas gift, this is a great one this time of year. Walking as much as we are and being around the house, Birkenstocks and On Runnings are the way to go if you're giving out shoes for Christmas.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, Craig, for your time. We're going to talk a little bit more about gifts now, and I'm going to switch the camera around to myself for the first time. Hi, everybody. My name's Christy. Craig, you want to give me my microphone back? Hang on, everybody. Just take out your mic, honey.
Thing unplugged.
Okay, so I'm still plugged in. All right. So my name is Christy. I'm going to take off my mask for a moment so you can see me. I'm the director of marketing for Comfort One Shoes, and I've been with the company since spring to summer of 2017. But before that, I was shopping at Comfort One Shoes for 10 years before that. I was a longtime fan, and when I started working here, it was like coming to be like being the manager for your favorite rock band. I suddenly got to talk about shoes and to get everybody excited about brands that I already loved. So this has been a lot of fun for me. I want to talk a little bit today about other gifts that we have here in the store and some online that you might think about for stocking stuffers as we're headed into Christmas. So if you're needing some of those last minute gift ideas, I have a few thoughts for you. So I'm going to put my mask back on as I'm going to be walking around the store. We want to be safe. And flip it back around. There's Craig still. And I've got the camera. And we're walking around. All right. Now, Comfort One Shoes, we really go out of our way to make sure that what we're bringing you is the best shoes for your feet that are the most comfortable and also the most stylish. And we don't stop with shoes. Socks are another important factor that's going into play here. And that the best brand that we have here is called Features. Now, Features is an amazing sock option that we have that are actually ergonomically designed to fit to the arch of your foot. They've got a little bit of extra webbing in the arch. Can we see that? All right, so right here you can see in the arch of the foot there's a little bit stronger webbing, and we've got them labeled right and left so that you know which foot goes on what shoe. That actually is going to cup around your foot, help with blood flow, and it really feels good, especially if you're going to be on your feet for a long time during the day. Features is coming in a collection of athletic no-show socks, and we have some crew socks as well, available in a few different colors here, and a thicker version for winter under those boots. Now, another one of my favorite socks that we sell is Smart Wool. These are amazing, lightweight, and incredibly warm socks. If you haven't ever worn a pair of Smart Wool socks, this winter might be the time to start. They come in a thinner version for when it's not so cold, and then on the super cold days, you've got a thicker version to keep your toes nice and toasty. Now, I also want to show you, we have a large selection of novelty socks. They're super fun. A couple different brands. One of them is Hot Socks, and you have everything from famous works of art, Girl with a Pearl Earring, and several others here. We have fun socks from Socksmith that are wine and chocolate, or this Laurel Birch design of the suns and moons. Whether you like chickens, whether you're a cat fan, whether, you know, corgis are your thing. We've got a sock for everybody on your gift list, and socks are certainly fun. We have a large selection of women's socks and men's socks as well, because you know those guys are hard to shop for. So just make sure that their stockings have a couple of pairs of socks in them. All right, let's see what else we have. We have masks in stock currently. We can't show you actually these designs, but you'll see several of the ones that our team members are wearing are frequently from here. There's a Dia de los Muertos design, and super fun, there's a Joker mask. We've got some really beautiful floral designs. You know, everybody needs to have a mask on hand these days. So, as we're going into winter, we also have some beautiful selections of gloves. Some of these beautiful Laurel Birch designs again. That designer, these are a wonderful microfiber, very warm on the inside. These guys are super cute. Look at the hedgies. You get a little hedgie mitten. They come in cream and gray. And there's a penguin, which literally having penguin puppets on the backs of your hands is the way to go. We have some hats and scarves. And one of the most important accessory items that we have for comfort here at Comfort One Shoes is called the back joy. Now, the back joy is something that you can add to any seat in your house, whether you have an office chair at home, or a lot of you I know working from home are probably sitting in a kitchen table or a dining room chair, and your back is probably feeling the strain of that over the past several months. So Craig here is going to demonstrate what the traditional back joy does for us. When you set that on your chair, it's got a hard bottom there. All right, when you're sitting in that, it's going to engage your core, and it requires you to be a little more active and sitting up. It's kind of like sitting on one of those exercise balls in miniature. But that's going to require your posture to be more correct and to keep some of the strain off of your lower back throughout the day. Now, if that isn't necessarily for you, we have another version that's a little more cushioned that is out of EVA foam. And that is going to primarily focus on tilting your pelvic area forward so that, again, you're reducing that strain on your lower back. This is an excellent gift for anyone you know that has been working from home and having a hard time of it and starting to feel the strain. So give that some thought as you go around. And we just want to say from all of us at Comfort One, happy holidays. Here's Craig. Oh, where'd you go?
Oh.
There he is. Thanks for joining us today as we talk about Birkenstocks and gifts. And we'll see you next week. Bye guys.